New information about the Fallout TV series. This is gonna be good.
About a month ago, we got the long-awaited release date for the Fallout TV show, which will be dropping on April 12th, 2024.
Nice.
And while the Pip-Boy video to accompany this release date was fun, many fans were confused as to why more of the show wasn't shown here. But thankfully that
Confused or worried? Because if they don't show the show, that means that they're most likely not confident, and we have already seen what happened with the Halo TV series and The Witcher after they decided to fire Henry Cavill, the only person on the show who cared about the source material. Everyone is just worried that whoever is making this absolutely does not even care that Fallout is an already existing thing, and they just want to put their spin on stuff so it becomes better.
all changed today, as Vanity Fair just dropped a complete first look at the Fallout TV show, including some never-before-seen shots as well as a plethora of story details. And what makes this all so much more interesting is if you take some of these new official set photos and look at some of the past leaked.
Ooh, the power armor did not look bad at all. That's pretty good. This is way better than what we saw previously. Still feels a little bit like, made out of foam, but this is better than what we saw previously.
Leaked set photos, these paint a very interesting story about what is to come with the Fallout TV show. And first, I want to help you play more video games. Those hectic holidays are right around the corner, but with today's video sponsor, HelloFresh, you
Buy this if you're an idiot. Don't buy it if you even have a shred of brains.
with your phone. So right from the get-go, this new article gives us a giant piece of information. We have known that the Fallout TV show will be in Los Angeles and focused on Vault 33, but now we also know it'll be 2296, 219 years after the bombs originally dropped. But of course, this is huge for lore considerations. We'll talk a bit more about that later on, but do note this means the Fallout TV show will be the latest piece of official Fallout content, being 9 years after the events of Fallout 4 and well after the events of all of the other games in the franchise.
Oh boy, I don't know. So, my biggest fear about the Fallout TV show is the fact that Fallout has no established lore. And some of you are probably confused again why I'm saying it has no lore. You see, the thing is, the bombs drop, Fallout happens, Fallout 2 happens, this happens. The timeline does not make absolutely any sense. Fallout 76 happens, and then Fallout and Fallout 2 happen. None of this makes absolutely any sense at all, honestly. Because there's already civilization that's rebuilding and doing stuff in Fallout and Fallout 2. There's actually new things happening and whatnot. The lore has been retconned so unbelievably much. I don't even know what they're supposed to follow to make the lore make sense. The Brotherhood's motivations have been retconned over time. A lot of things have been retconned over time.
The Fallout TV show is going to be focused around 3 main characters, but it seems like right off the bat, we're going to be mostly looking at Ella Purnell's character named Lucy. Lucy is a vault dweller in Vault 33, and she's described as a particularly sheltered vault dweller. In another image, we can see her and her dad, who is also the vault overseer named Hank, and the two of them seem to be studying electronics. The writing on the board is about receptors in a series, and we get a great first look at the game-accurate Pip-Boy. We definitely have never seen this Pip-Boy before, and especially not in leaked images. And it seems like as the show begins, Vault 33 will still be closed, which of course is a really long time. Over 200 years since the bombs dropped, this vault is still closed. It described how the inhabitants have been waiting for generations for a day when it's safe to surface, but some kind of crisis forces Lucy to venture above on a rescue mission, which is definitely interesting. From this article, Lucy is portrayed as this.
So, what? The vault has no gimmick? This looks like a completely normal vault, honestly. That's strange.
Innocent girl leaving the vault. And even from this image, it really looks like she has this great relationship with her dad, the overseer. But in the last officially shared image of the TV show, we can see what looks like Lucy escaping the vault under duress. It looks like there's 2 guards in shock as to what she's doing, and seemingly there's somebody
Yep, these two are pretty in shock.
downed off to the side, seemingly right next to the vault controls. It definitely seems like Lucy is escaping the vault and not just leaving it, but you can start to see the premise here. The show starts off with Lucy, the innocent vault dweller, being thrust into the dangerous waste, and they describe how this will be a world crawling with giant insects, voracious mutant animal abominations, and a human population of sun-baked miscreants. And further, the show will look at
Sun-baked miscreants. I'm gonna give him a solid 8 out of 10 on that one.
Lucy's clash with the people who are left out in the waste just trying to survive. Lucy is likely going to be the first character we see adventuring out into the wasteland because as an audience you could view things and explain things from her perspective. But in this article it's described how there's going to be 3 major characters, and as the story progresses, each of these are going to meet up and intersect in—
Well, yeah, obviously they're gonna meet up, not it's gonna be like a separate thing. Even though a separate thing would be cool. But again, modern day writers are brain damaged yuppies, so you can't expect a lot. A story where we follow Lucy, someone else, and they all cross paths and their motivations align, and they want to travel together. That would be amazing, but definitely too hard to write for absolutely any writer currently employed in the modern age. So, I guess that's fine.
Into a group. And the next major character introduced is the wannabe soldier Maximus, who grew up with the Brotherhood of Steel and is now a squire. A squire is the lowest rank in the Brotherhood of Steel and reserved for non-combat menial tasks. So
essentially that's him. Yeah. He's the moment he said squire and he showed the power armor, dude, yeah, no, that should be him.
And Maximus is another character we have seen before. We can see him here walking up to this Vault-Tec lab. Specifically, this seems like a lore expansion, a new subsidiary of Vault-Tec known as Hawthorne Laboratories. So Maximus's initial plotline may be him discovering the dark history of Vault-Tec and the Vault experiments, likely while on some kind of research mission with the Brotherhood of Steel. And of course from this we get our first proper look at the Brotherhood of Steel, and notably this will be the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel. They're described as being fueled by a mutated version of patriotism, religion, loyalty, and fraternity, and how in general they're going to be that familiar Brotherhood of Steel.
So what, they're gonna be the bad guys? Because a mutated version of the Brotherhood of Steel's morals is, well, still a bunch of people who literally will shoot you at any point just because you have a, battery with you, which is pretty lore accurate. So yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna handle the Brotherhood, because the Brotherhood is honestly not a lot better than Caesar's Legion in a lot of ways.
That is trying to collect valuable pieces of technology and preserve them for themselves. When looking at this Brotherhood Knight and his assault rifle, this is insanely accurate.
And they're not looking for valuable pieces of technology. The Brotherhood's main original goal is, yeah, you have something that should choose pew-pew colored somethings? Yeah, that's ours. Oh, you don't want to take it? Well, how about we grenade your village? How about that, sweet cheeks? Yeah. That's the Brotherhood of Steel. So I wonder what we're gonna see in a TV series. Because again, the Brotherhood makes absolutely no sense. Well, if you have paid attention to the Fallout games, then you know that not a single fucking faction makes any single shred of sense. The Institute is stupid. The Brotherhood makes no sense, and they're hypocrites. And well, I guess Caesar's Legion makes some sense. And, everything else is just also platitudes and doesn't make any sense.
Accurate to Fallout 4. Like, as you could tell from the side-by-side comparison, this is an almost perfect recreation of the in-game armor and weapon. But the other two shots of the Brotherhood of Steel are the real hype creators. We can see a new Brotherhood airship, not the Pridwin. This is known as the Caswinon. Many people were assuming this is the Pridwin because it, looks almost identical.
Yeah, does make sense, but also logic. Well, if you make one of these flying ships, then you're just gonna make a new one exactly like this and just give it a different name, not make a new design for no reason.
To the Pridwin, and frankly, that's not that crazy. The Pridwin was built on the East Coast, so it doesn't seem all that crazy for the West Coastern Brotherhood of Steel to see the success of the Pridwin and then build their own version. And assuming they use the same design, yeah, it probably would look pretty similar. The last time we see the Brotherhood of Steel on the West Coast, they are at war with the NCR, and things are left off as of 2281 at the end of Fallout New Vegas. But this show is taking place a full 15 years after that, and clearly here—
Wait. Are they at war with the NCR? Well, technically, yeah, but the people who are at war with the NCR are only the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel. Not the, every other main force of the Brotherhood of Steel, if I remember correctly.
Instead of being forced into hiding, it really looks like the Brotherhood of Steel is prospering. So perhaps the off-screen war between the Brotherhood of Steel and the NCR is resolved, and maybe even the Brotherhood won based off how well they seem to be doing. The article mentions some of the other actors that will be in the show. They're going to have some interesting roles, like a gang or raid.
The only way that should be possible is if the original, the default story is that Caesar's Legion got destroyed and NCR got destroyed, and that, you know, the Mr. House ending or Yes Man's ending was the original one, which is very doubtful because the NCR is too big to just, you know, just swat away like that. And Caesar's Legion probably should make a return. Well, the Caesar's Legion can easily make a return easily anyway, so I guess it's fine.
Leader, Lucy's inquisitive brother, and the enigmatic researcher named Wilzig. But of course, the third lead character and main character of the show is Walton Goggins, who is also going to be known as the Ghoul. So yes, he is a ghoul named the Ghoul. And his character is described as a gruesomely scarred Rough Rider who has a code of honor but also a ruthless streak. The Ghoul has been alive for hundreds of years, and as a result, he is a great survivor. It's described how throughout the show we're going to get flashbacks.
Okay, good. I wanted to actually, you know, hear do they have explanations. Because, for example, in Fallout New Vegas, a lot of the NCR elites are ghouls. Because they have lived for hundreds of years at this time, so, you know, just naturally they're obviously better and stronger and more skilled than others because of the amount of experience they have.
Backs to his human days, where he was a husband and a father named Cooper Howard, which of course is explicit confirmation that we are getting pre-war scenes in the Fallout TV show. And from these three characters, I think you could see how the first episode or first couple of episodes will unfold. Two less than capable adventurers with Lucy and Maximus go out into the wastes on their own for the first time, likely finding each other or getting into trouble before the veteran survivor with the Ghoul comes in later to truly show them the way and guide them on their mission. Maybe Lucy and Maximus even get the Ghoul out of a sticky situation at first to develop their friendship. And over time, the dark past of the Ghoul will gradually unveil itself via what he says and of course flashbacks. Visually, they actually describe how Walton Goggins had the Ghoul effects from the game turned down for his character. They mentioned wanting
obviously, that would not be good.
To be able to see the famous actor's face, with Jonathan Nolan saying, I need to be able to see Walton and his performance. He needs to look like a ghoul from the game, and he needs to kind of be hot. But in the show,
I think they did a good job. This doesn't look too horrific, but this doesn't also look, you know, not ghoulish.
To kind of be hot. But in the show, there will be an explanation as to why this ghoul looks a bit less like a ghoul compared to the rest. The core plot of the show is how many are chasing an artifact that has the potential to radically change the power dynamic in this world. So a fairly generic post-apocalyptic sci-fi plot, and we get a brief look at Philly here in one of the final images. This
looks good, by the way. This looks very Fallout.
It's not Philadelphia, but a waster town outside of LA. That is the remnants of LA you could see in the background. We have some other leaked images of Philly with its Great Wall, and this seems to be further confirmation that Lucy is the girl escaping the vault as they have the same backpack. And across their journey, these characters will have to do some dark things. One of the things we're trying to gently sidestep here is that kind of binary thinking. Like they're the good guys or the bad guys. Whoever the good guys and the bad guys were, they destroyed the whole world. So now we're in a much more gray area. We get to talk about that in
That sounds honestly kind of good.
In a wonderful speculative fiction way. I think we're all looking.
Yeah, I don't like movies, TV series, but usually someone is explicitly the good guy or the bad guy. That kind of takes away from it. Because good guy, bad guy, morals are lame and boring. There's no nuance to them. You know, you need something in the middle. You need the gray zone. You need a lot of it to overlap and do different things. That's when you get the good TV shows. That's when you get the good winners.
At the world and going, God, things seem to be heading in a very, very frightening direction. And even Todd Howard comments on the work as he is the executive producer on the show.
Of course he is, Mr. Snake Oil Man.
When he mentions how we had lots of conversations over the style of humor, the level of violence, the style of violence. Look, Fallout can be very dramatic and dark and post-apocalyptic, but you need to weave in a little bit of a wink. I think they threaded that needle really, really well on the TV show.
I kind of agree with that, but I still want to see situations where the Brotherhood literally just comes down and starts gunning down the place and everything's just riddled with holes. I kind of still want to see that.
Show. So it'll have that familiar Fallout dark humor of the games, and Todd confirms that the show is going to be canon and a part of the lore. I have seen some concerns about how much the show looks exactly like the games, like from the screenshots, it does literally look like Fallout 4 in real life. But Todd Howard says he is envious.
That's not necessarily bad at all.
Yes, as some of the TV show's interpretations and additions. I sort of looked at it like, why didn't we do that? So to some degree, the show will be carving out its own path or have its own take on certain things, and one example of that may just be here. We have our main character Lucy along with one of the creators of the show with Jonathan Nolan, but Lucy seems to be holding some kind of new or distinct weapon. It almost—
Yeah, I also know this is not anything that we have currently, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If this is the newest, the furthest year that we have gotten in the Fallout lore, that's technically fine.
almost looks like a sawed-off shotgun from New Vegas or even a silenced—
No, it does not look anything even remotely close to that.
22 SMG from New Vegas, but neither—
It has to be a pistol. Everyone knows that this has to be some kind of pistol, and it's probably not a laser pistol, because you can see the clip here.
quite match, and if anything, I wouldn't be shocked if this is some kind of special gyro round weapon created specifically for the show. Lucy has what almost looks like some kind of special ammo type on her belt, and those cartridges look like they would fit perfectly in the cylindrical portion at the back.
That's true, but why the fuck is this here in that case? I don't know. Well, we're just gonna have to see. Honestly, if this is a laser gun, that's kind of lame, because again, Fallout for a lot of us is about blood, gore, and violence. Like, that's one of the big things that makes Fallout actually good. That's what makes Fallout enjoyable. The absolute disgusting amount, well, not, I'm saying disgusting, but I don't mean it's actually disgusting, amount of blood, viscera, and everything. Hey, if she gets the ability to choose the perk that makes people explode and gives her 5% more damage, she's a fool not to take it, okay? That's how much we want it. And, well, the newest games, well, they have not really delivered on the violence. Starfield doesn't even have the ability to see blood, pretty much, almost. It's disgusting. In a bad way.
Of this gun. And just the concept of new Fallout weapons being introduced via the TV show, then modders creating them for the game so we could use them is so incredibly fun. And at least one of those things will be the seemingly vast interaction of factions that we haven't seen in a Fallout game in a long time. But it seems like the Fallout TV show will be carving out its own spot by doing things later. It's a full 15 years after the events of Fallout New Vegas, and where a good chunk of the West Coast lore drops off in the Fallout universe. So they have this nice 15-year buffer for things to be different, changed, or even sometimes the same. From the leaked set photos we have—
This is not even maximum difficulty. He's using this gun and shooting a Centaurian in the head and finishing it off in 2 AP bursts. Bruh, get a life.
I've seen almost all of the major Fallout factions will be in this show. Of course, the Brotherhood of Steel, as we could see here, but seemingly the Brotherhood of Steel have gained significantly more power since the events of New Vegas.
Okay, by the way, this is the thing, right? That they have 5 people in power armor. Power armor, lore-wise, is you're a literal walking tank, but better. Okay? So, 5 people in power armor versus the whole of Caesar's legions is the Caesar's legion's the best chance of winning against even one guy in power armor is utilizing the classic Warhammer 40k guardsman tactic of trying to drown the enemy in their blood. That's their best shot, honestly.
But an NCR flag was also spotted in some of the vaults, and it almost looks like the Enclave could be seen interacting with some vault scientists. This could be
the Enclave are the good guys.
Be a flashback or just a different part of the country, but maybe the Enclave also made a comeback. The Enclave, as of New Vegas, was largely just remnants on the West Coast, but here they seem to have a bit more power. The show, of course—
The Enclave is probably never going away, if we're being real, because they had an oil rig. Dude, bro. The Enclave probably have more bunkers to hide in than vaults. It's just bad writing, the fact that they haven't taken over stuff.
is taking place in and around Los Angeles, which is largely controlled by the NCR 15 years earlier. So perhaps we start to see their loss of power or the empire starting to crumble. And I really do like
This gun, doesn't this gun have less damage than the original one?
their choice to have these main characters split up. It seems like we'll get several different perspectives as we're introduced into this world, and for some people, their first introduction.
Why is he using this? This just has a better reload speed and firing rate. If you're sneaking, this is a horrible choice. Just use a normal revolver.
Into the Fallout world. But if you are thirsty for more after seeing these pictures, don't fret. The Fallout TV show has a panel at CCXP on December 2nd. And it seems like the perfect time to drop a trailer. Several of the stills we could see from this article are actually stills as a part of a larger teaser trailer that was shown at Gamescom. Unfortunately, this has never been publicly posted, it's just been shown behind.
By the way, also something that you could notice here about this guy, I didn't talk about it, but this one right here. These are probably some kind of incendiary rounds or something like that. Where you see him up close, you can pretty distinctly see. There we go. Look at this. You see that? Actually, I'm in front. Whoop. See that? You see this one? Yeah. This red one? Yeah. That's definitely special. A special type of ammo. So that's kind of cool.
Major Fallout. Loss of power or the empire starting to crumble. And I really do like their choice to have these main characters split up. It seems like we'll get several different perspectives as we're introduced into this world, and for some people, their first introduction to the Fallout world. But if you are thirsty for more after seeing these pictures, don't fret. The Fallout TV show has a panel at CCXP.
I'm really afraid that they're just gonna make the Brotherhood of Steel the good guys. Oh, we must save everyone. Dude, the Brotherhood of Steel does not give a fuck about saving people. You're a camp that's gonna get attacked by mutants? Pfft, tough luck, sucker. Oh, you're a camp that has a laser rifle in it and attacked by mutants? Well, we're just gonna go and kill everyone there. Or take away the gun and then leave you to die to the mutants. Yeah, I'm afraid that they're gonna go the generic route that the Brotherhood of Steel are gonna be the good guys, which is gonna be lame.
On December 2nd, and it seems like the perfect time to drop a trailer. Several of the stills we could see from this article are actually stills as a part of a larger teaser trailer that was shown at Gamescom. Unfortunately, this has never been extended look at the show. But until that,
well, that's pretty much it. It seems like a juicy hitty. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Let's hope that this is an absolute huge W, because I want this to succeed. I don't want it to fail, but if it fails, I want it to fail so hard that Todd Howard gets executed by Microsoft. That's how hard I want it to fail if it's bad. In any case, choose hit. What a time to be alive. Have a nice day, bye-bye, and subscribe.